Sports is an agent for social change and an enabler for sustainable development. This is also the vision and faith of the Pacific leaders in sports, as they have declared under the Samoa Pathway that recognizing the strong capacity of small island developing states in sport, we support the use of sport as a vehicle to foster development, social inclusion and peace, strengthen education, promote health, and build life skills, particularly among youth. This vision is enacted in sports development programs in many small countries, but ultimately at the Pacific Games. The idea of a Pacific Games. The idea of a regional games for the South Pacific was first tabled at the South Pacific Commission Conference in 1959. Teams from the 18 territories will come together and in getting to know each other would come to understand each other better. The first Pacific Games were held in Suva, Fiji in 1963, with 646 participants from 13 Pacific territories taking part. Since then, the Games is held after every 4 years. 56 years later, Samoa hosted the 16th Pacific Games with over 5,000 participants, 24 countries, 27 sports. The Pacific Games remains the largest single gathering for the Pacific people at one place in one time.
During the Pacific Games, it helps a lot, especially my sport of judo. Very little amount of people participate in the sport, and now my numbers are growing because of the Pacific Games.
The Pacific Games really benefited the sport, Taekwondo in Samoa, not only in Samoa but all over the Pacific, and it really boosted Taekwondo in Samoa. Good platform to revive the sport, so there's a lot of interest now. I've gotten a lot more kids and adults interested in the sport due to the big exposure the Pacific Games gave the sport. Definitely was a boost for Taekwondo, Pacific Games being held here in Samoa. A lot of students involved in volunteering as well, not only in competing but also volunteering. That really boosted our sport.
What I saw during the Pacific Games was that countries around the Pacific came together and it promoted our sport, especially my sport of netball. There were more countries which did not used to play netball. We're playing netball this year, and it helped us create a bond between different countries, and it just helped the teamwork and the experience and skill.
Creating bonds of kindred friendship and brotherhood amongst people of the countries of the Pacific region through sporting exchange without any distinctions as to race, religion, or politics.
Sports helps our young people because it teaches them teamwork, physicality, and it teaches them to look after themselves both mentally and physically.
The Pacific Games is a demonstration of the Pacific leaders' faith and vision in sports as an agent for positive change and as an enabler of sustainable development.
With the Pacific Games, it really helps the individuals. There's a lot of support from families and all your friends here in Samoa, and it's an advantage for us to play in front of our country. Even though for touch we didn't get the color of medal that we want, but at least we won that silver medal, and it's really good for us to play in front of our home ground. And it's good for tourism, it's good for people to come in, and it's good for the economy, and it's really good for promoting Samoa out in the world, that we can host tournaments like this.
The UN declared under the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, where sport is recognized as contributing to the realization of development and peace in its promotion of tolerance and respect.
Sport
For unity.
One in spirit,
One in sport.